Storytime is brought to you by the parents and kids of Aretas Cross Freedom School, founded by Reverend Dr. Heber Brown III. It's recorded in Baltimore, Maryland in the year 2020 and was inspired by LeVar Burton's Reading Rainbow.
Yo, what's good? It's Storytime, Dr. Conley. A reading show that takes you on an odyssey. School is out, it's best that you probably get your boredom, suppress it, your personal professor. Get together, be ready for whatever. Books and treasure from B-Mall to bless ya. It's story time!
Mama say, mama sa, mama. Don't worry too much about that. Every now and again, I try to get a little magic out of an unmagical situation. Well, it actually kind of reminds me of our book for this week, Tar Beach by Faith Ringgold. It's about a family that lives at home and a young girl who has a wonderful ability to make magic out of a very unmagical situation. Let's take a listen. Tar Beach. I will always remember when the stars fell down around me and lifted me up above the George Washington Bridge. I could see our tiny rooftop with Mommy and Daddy and Mr. and Mrs. Honey, our next door neighbors, still playing cards as if nothing was going on. And BB, my baby brother, lying real still on the mattress, just like I told him to, his eyes like huge floodlights tracking me through the sky. Sleeping on Tar Beach was magical. Lying on the roof in the night with the stars and skyscraper buildings all around me made me feel rich, like I owned all that I could see. The bridge was my most prized possession. Daddy said that the George Washington Bridge is the longest and most beautiful bridge in the world, and that it opened in 1931. On the very day I was born. Daddy worked on that bridge, hoisting cables. Since then, I've wanted that bridge to be mine. Now, I've claimed it. All I had to do was fly over it for it to be mine forever. I can wear it like a giant diamond necklace, or just fly above it and marvel at its sparkling beauty. I can fly, yes, fly. Me, Cassie Louise Lightfoot, only 8 years old and in the 3rd grade, and I can fly. That means I am free to go wherever I want for the rest of my life. Daddy took me to see the new Union building he is working on. He can walk on steel girders high up in the sky and not fall. They call him the Cat. But still, he can't join the union because Grandpa wasn't a member. Well, Daddy is going to own that building because I'm going to fly over it and give it to him. Then it won't matter that he's not in their old union, or whether he's colored or half-breed Indian like they say. He'll be rich and won't have to stand on 24-story high girders and look down. He can look at his building going up. And Mommy won't cry all winter when he goes to look for work and doesn't come home. And Mommy can laugh and sleep late like Mrs. Honey. And we can have ice cream every night for dessert. Next, I'm going to fly over the ice cream factory just to make sure we do. Tonight, we're going up to Tar Beach. Mommy is roasting peanuts and frying chicken, and Daddy will bring home a watermelon. Mr. and Mrs. Honey will bring the beer and their old green card table. And then the stars will fall around me, and I will fly to the Union Building. I'll take BB with me. He is threatening to tell Mommy and Daddy if I leave him behind. I have told him it's very easy. Anyone can fly. All you need is somewhere to go that you can't get to any other way. The next thing you know, you're flying among the stars. The end.
Hello, my name is Clark Conley, and I had a few questions to ask you about the book Tar Beach. Do you think that Cassie was really flying throughout the story, or was it just her imagination? I think that Cassie was flying because anything is possible if you put your mind to it. The other question I wanted to ask you was that what does freedom mean to you? To me, freedom means that you can go anywhere at any time without any objection. Thank you, and thanks for watching.
Oh snap! Who's Faith Ringgold?
Faith Ringgold first wrote Tar Beach in Fabric and Paint. Ringgold was born in 1930s Harlem, New York. From that epicenter of black art and culture, she took up quilting. That's an art form that African American women put to special use under slavery and in the fight against it. From the cast-off fabrics of other garments and furnishings, enslaved women stitched African-inspired patterns into quilts, weaving them into elaborate stories about family and history. Some say that, before the end of slavery, abolitionists hung special quilts on clotheslines to signal safe houses on the Underground Railroad. That's the secret chain of hiding places that enabled black people to escape the evils of bondage. Mindful of this rich history, Ringgold first stitched and painted Tar Beach in 1988. She painted the text on fabric strips around the quilt's border. The main character, Cassie, used the power of flight to save her family from racism and poverty. She's a superhero. Black people's escape from slavery was often known as flying to freedom. And in the 20th century, freedom meant many things. For black families who migrated into cities like New York, freedom could mean relief from high rent. For families separated for months at a time because moms or dads had to harvest crops in some distant part of the country, freedom meant being able to stay with your family year-round. And even if they worked near home, some parents could labor for decades and never get a pay raise. Freedom for them might mean working for yourself, or just taking an imagined vacation one evening on the tar rooftop of your building. Faith Ringgold combines all of these possibilities and the rich history of African American quilting and painting into a single award-winning book. She inspires us to dream in fabric and words. She helps us imagine what flying means for us. Thank you, Ms. Ringgold.